Welcome to Morning Joan, darlings. I'm your host, Joan, and we're so glad you're joining us today for a piping hot cup of entertainment news and analysis. Grab your coffee, get comfortable, and let's dive right in. Can you believe it? The streaming wars are still raging on, folks. And the latest news is that YouTube has officially become the #1 distributor of TV content, according to Nielsen. I mean, who needs traditional television when you have YouTube, am I right? It's like public access television, but with better production values and a global audience. Scott Galloway, a professor of marketing at NYU Stern School of Business, says it best. When I look at YouTube, I see public access television at internet scale, with exponentially better production values. Oh, snap. And speaking of streaming giants, Netflix is still the one to beat. But did you know that they're not just a pure subscription service anymore? They've become a hybrid subscription advertising company, with $1.4 billion in ad revenue last year alone. That's nothing compared to Disney's $7.4 billion, but still, it's a significant chunk of change. But what does this mean for the future of streaming? Will we see more ads popping up on our favorite shows? And how will this affect the production quality and content offerings on these platforms? These are all questions we'll be exploring in more depth later on the show. First, let's take a look at some of the other top stories making headlines today. We've got 4 Indian films that have made it to the Netflix Global Top 10 list, including Sikandar Hit, The Third Case Retro, and another one. I'll get to that in a minute. These films are raking in the views and watch hours, with Sikandar recording 1.6 million views and 3.5 million watch hours in its second week on Netflix. That's impressive, especially considering it stars Salman Khan as a former Indian king. I mean, who doesn't love a good royal drama? And finally, we have some exciting news for all you YouTube fans out there. More people in the US are now watching YouTube on their TVs than on mobile devices. That's right, folks, the big screen is back in style. We'll be discussing all these stories and more in depth later on the show, with our panel of experts and some very special guests. So stay tuned, darlings. It's going to be a wild ride. And that's all for now. We'll be right back with more tea on Morning Joan. Welcome back to Morning Joan, darling. We've got a juicy story to dive into, and I'm not just talking about the latest celebrity scandal. Although, let's be real, those are always fun too. Today we're discussing the $10 billion lawsuit that Byron Allen, the chief of Allen Media Group, filed against McDonald's back in 2021. Can we talk? This was a big deal, folks. So, Allen alleged that McDonald's discriminated against Black-owned media companies when it came to their TV advertising expenditures. Essentially, he claimed that the fast food giant had a separate budget for advertising on outlets that targeted Black viewers, which limited the dollars available for those media owners. Face it, darling, that does sound like a bit of a problem. But in a surprising turn of events, Allen and McDonald's have reached a settlement. And let me tell you, I'm sure it wasn't easy getting to this point. The terms of the deal are still under wraps, but both parties seem pleased with the outcome. Allen said that during the course of the litigation, his preconceptions were clarified, and he acknowledges McDonald's commitment to investing in Black-owned media properties. Oh, grow up. It's about time someone took responsibility for their actions. Now, I know what you're thinking. What does this mean for the future of advertising? Well, trust me on this, it's a step in the right direction. McDonald's has agreed to work with Allen Media Group on a mutually beneficial commercial arrangement, which could lead to more opportunities for Black-owned media companies. Please! It's not like they had a choice, but still. As we always say in this industry, the show must go on. And, in this case, it seems like both parties are ready to put their differences behind them and move forward. Who are you wearing? Just kidding, darlings, this isn't a red carpet event. Or is it? All joking aside, this settlement is a significant moment for the entertainment industry. It highlights the importance of diversity and inclusion in advertising, and we can only hope that other companies will follow suit. Tim Cook, are you listening? Stay tuned for today's last cup of tea right here on Morning Joan. Welcome back to Morning Joan, folks. We're wrapping up today's show with a juicy topic that's got everyone talking. Sabrina Carpenter's new album cover and the controversy surrounding it. Now, I know some of you might be thinking, Joan, what's the big deal? It's just an album cover. But trust me, honey, this is about so much more than that. So let's dive right in. The cover features Sabrina on all fours, with a man standing over her. And I'm not going to sugarcoat it, it's a pretty provocative image. Now, some people are saying it's empowering, that she's taking control of her own sexuality and reclaiming male fantasies. Others are calling it degrading, saying it reduces women to pets or objects. Can you believe the drama? I mean, come on, folks. It's just an album cover. But seriously, this conversation says so much about where we are as a society when it comes to female empowerment and sexuality. We're still not comfortable with women being in control of their own desires, their own bodies. It's like, we want them to be strong and independent, but only if they're also sexy and submissive. And let's talk about the double standard here. If a man were to release an album cover with a woman in a similar pose, would we be having this conversation? Probably not. We'd just be like, oh, okay, another dude objectifying women. But because it's Sabrina Carpenter, a young woman who's unapologetically girly and sexy, we're suddenly questioning her intentions. Now, I'm not saying that Sabrina's cover is for everyone. Some people might find it uncomfortable or even triggering. But what I am saying is that we need to have a more nuanced conversation about female empowerment and sexuality. We can't just reduce it to, is this empowering or degrading? It's complicated, folks. Women are complex beings with their own desires, their own fantasies, and their own agency. And can we talk about how refreshing it is to see Sabrina and other pop stars like Addison Rae embracing their natural beauty? No excessive plastic surgery, no trying to conform to unrealistic standards of beauty. They're just being themselves, and that's what makes them so compelling. So there you have it, folks. That's my 2 cents on the Sabrina Carpenter controversy. Whether you agree with me or not, I hope this conversation has made you think a little bit more about the complexities of female empowerment and sexuality. That's all for today's Morning Joan. Remember to like, share, and subscribe, and until next time, stay fabulous.